Hi everyone, I'm introducing you to the new feature of user profile UI, which is API keys. So when you want to create an API key for authorization purposes with Authorizer plugin, you can click on the number here of the API keys, and that would bring you to the list of keys. Currently, I don't have any, so it says to me that no API keys to display. So we can click on Add button will get us into the wizard to create a key. Here you can provide a title that arbitrary, right? And the description. So this is, let's say, this is my GitLab worker. That's the description. I can provide optional labels such as this is development and experimental. Um, if I will drop down, you would see that the API key is auto-generated. This is the key. You don't have to click it because there is another way to get that key. So we'll click next. We'll associate a number of tags. For example, this is user is service. So the reason you might want to add tags, it just improves searchability of the content. So if you have many keys listed, it's easier to see which ones to pick. So we'll click next. We are ready to save. We can click on copy the API key, and that would copy the API key into um, our clipboard. Once it's copied, we can click register, and we successfully register the key. You can see that there are a number of columns here. You can control columns by clicking on this gear wheel and then unchecking everything that you don't want to see. So for example, I don't care about expired or disabled, and I really want to see only title, description, created at, and some labels and tags. So now I have it. So if I later on I want to search for, let's say, description contains GitLab, it will show me only the keys with description GitLab. I could also clear them. So once we have created the key, we can test the key. How do we do that? We go into the API key itself. Here is the presentation of the key. You have the key ID that's internal to the database, and then masked key prefix. So this way, if you have an existing key, you can look at the prefix and see which whether you have it or not. Then let's click on test. Test opens an API key testing. So if I will provide the API key that I previously copied to my clipboard, so here it is, and I will click test, it will successfully validate it for me. So let me click test. Okay, the provided key is valid. All right, so we'll close now. We know that it's working. How about we make a mistake and we paste that key, and then we'll add or remove some letter. We'll test again. And as you can see, it says provided API key, profile API failed to validate the provided key. So now we can clear, put in the valid one, test, we're good there. We can go back to the API keys. Oh, whenever you want to refresh, you refresh. If you want to go to the API keys, you can see that there are a number of them. Yes, thank you very much. So here's the API keys for user profile API and the UI. Thank you.